special little guest appearance here? Almost.
Would you come over, please? Thank you. Just while Dawn's coming, I just want, from my point of view, to say how thrilled I am to see so many here, especially our former teachers, because we were so lucky to have such wonderful, wonderful teachers, including Mr. Barr, of course, but all of those of you who are here today. There's quite a few, and I'm thrilled. I'd also like to make mention of Mrs. Stubbs and Beth Adams, who are here, two of our mums. So, aren't we privileged? We did the best we could to spread the word about today, and I just hope we haven't missed anyone. It wasn't a personal invitation situation. It was email who you could, spread the word via bush telegraph. So here we are. Okay, this all started, I think it was Rob Lakin and Bruce, Pat Gear and I went to the very, very, very low-key 50th celebration at the high school in May. And we're a bit disappointed. The principal wasn't even there. And then the following Monday, oh no, it was probably a couple of weeks later, Mr. Barr, and I can't call him thin, he goes against my upbringing. Mr. Barr had the letter in the Mansfield Courier saying how disappointed he was that it was a missed opportunity, and he'd be an old man of 68 or 78, sitting in his boat thinking about what could have been. And I thought, no, can't let it go at that, because another 25 years, well, we mightn't be here, might we? So I rang Tom Stubbs, Rose to some of you, and I rang Claire and Bruce. And I said, will you help me do something? So we've had our regular meetings with Amy and later on Glenys, and we've organised what's happened today, basically. So my first thank you is to you, Mr. Barr, for that letter, because that started it all, the ball rolling. I'd also like to say a special tribute to Dawn, because I know she's had a major input into the book, which I haven't had a chance to look at yet, Dawn, but I will. So I'm here to say thank you to you both very much. Lynn, Mr. Barr, for your recollections and collecting the history, and Dawn for all you did too. Because you arrived here, you didn't even get a chance to say hello to people. You were just plonked at the end of that table and had to start rolling out books. So on behalf of our committee, it's too heavy to lift. We'd like you both to accept, please, this hamper we put together, and Fizz and Ned's eggs are behind. Don't go without those, please. For 21 years, my class has been meeting. It started a very small group of Noel Evans, Pat Martin and myself, my brother Adrian and Ron Luff. And each year we met just the girls, and then about 5 years ago, I think it was, might be that been along, a couple of guys said, why are you so sexist? Come on, we guys want to go. So we've had the boys, and we've been meeting at Chris Poole's garage door at Barjo. Anyway, for a couple of times I've been saying to Tom, please, will you do something for me? And I won't let on what it was. And she's always resisted. Today she's agreed to do this for us, for Mr. Barr, because she said, I can still remember his belly laugh when I did it for our school concerts. I'll just conclude by saying, reiterating what June Essenhigh said to me at the start of all this, weren't we lucky because Mr. Barr was the best?
It was back last October, I believe it was. We were all going to hold a tent service all up in this college town. Well, we got there about dinner time on Saturday, to get a mouthful to eat before we set up the tent. So we got off the truck and we followed this small bunch of people through this little bitty patch of wood there. And we came up on a big sign that said, "Get something to eat here." So I went up and got the 2 hot dogs and a big orange strip. I did. Well, friends, before that I could take every mouthful of that food, this whole raft of people came up around me, got me upright before I couldn't eat nothing, and I dropped my big orange strip. Well, friends, they commenced to move, and there weren't so much that I could do to move with. And we commenced to move through all kinds of doors and gates, and I don't know what all. And I looked up over one that said North Gate. Well, we kept on moving through there. And then we come upon this young boy, and he said, "Tickets, please." I said, "Fred, I don't have a ticket. I don't even know where it is that I'm going." He said, "Well, come out as quick as you can." I said, "I'll do. I'll turn right around the first chance I'll get." Well, pretty soon, these people must have got to where it was they were going, because they parted, and I could see pretty good, I could. And what I seen was these 2 banks of people sitting there, looking at one another across this pretty little green cow pasture. But someone had took and drove white lines all over it, drove posts into it, and I don't know what all. And I looked down there and I was seeing 5 or 6 convicts running up and down and blowing whistles. And then I saw these pretty girls in these little bitty short dresses and dancing around. So I thought I'd sit down and I thought I'd see what it was that was going to happen. Well, about the time I got so down good, I seen 30 or 40 men come running out of one end of a great big outhouse down there. And the people were almost sitting, got up and hollered. And a bell. And I asked this fellow that was sitting beside me, I said, "Friend, what is it that they're hollering for?" Well, he walked me on the back and he said, "Buddy, have a drink." So I said, "I believe we'll get another big orange." So I got it. I sat back down. I sat down and I looked down there and I seen that these men had got in 2 little big bunches. They had real close together and they voted. And they voted and elected 1 man apiece. And then 2 men come out and shook hands like they hadn't seen one another in a long time. And then a convict came over and he took out a quarter and they began to off him right there. And pretty soon I could see what it was that they were talking for. It was that both bunches wanted this funny little pumpkin to play with. And I tell you, friends, they couldn't eat it because they kicked the whole evening and never lost. But if one bunch got it, made the other bunch just as mad as they could be. Friends, I've seen that in the awfulest fight that I've ever seen in my life. They would run at one another and kick one another and throw one another down and stomp on one another and grind their feet into one another. And just as fast as one of them would get hurt, they'd tow him off and run another on. Well, friends, they did that for as long as I sat there. But pretty soon this boy that had said, "Tickets, please," he come up and he said, "Friend, you're going to have to leave because you're going to have a ticket." And I said, "Well, all right." And I thought I could wait. And I don't know, friends, to this day what it was that they were doing down there, but I have to take it out. And I find that sometimes in contests where them men have to take that pumpkin and run from one end of that cow patch to the other without either getting knocked down or stepping inside.